of Virginia local government and state government, and should be the hallmark of the federal government, and it is something that I will continue to aggressively pursue. It is, in some senses, counterintuitive to say that the federal government needs to cut back on spending when you'd like to see more resources coming in and available to you. But the fact of the matter is that in the long run and in the intermediate term, that is the alternative that we have to take today in order to get to that brighter future. I've had the opportunity to speak to many students, and I talked to them about our national debt. And I asked them who they think will bear the responsibility for this as we go forward. And they know the answer to that. It's very easy. They know that it's them. But when I talked to some high school classes recently, I asked them, how much is this burden? How large is it? And I said, let me give you a starting point. If you had a stack of $1,000 bills 4 inches high, you would have $1 million. They were pretty impressed with that. A stack of nice, freshly printed $1,000 bills. None of them have ever seen a $1,000 bill. Just 4 inches high would be $1 million. I said, how high would that stack of $1,000 bills have to be $1 trillion, as in the economic stimulus package, as in the debt of $1.2 trillion for next year? How high would that have to be? Well, one young lady raised her hand and she said, would it be about 12 inches? I guess, thinking that if $1 million is 4 inches, $1 billion must be 8 inches, and $1 trillion must be 12 inches. A fellow in the back of the room said, oh, no, 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 it's much, much more than that. It's about 20 feet. I said to them, those of you who are going to pass your SOLs know that $1 billion is 1,000 times $1 million, and $1 trillion is 1,000 times $1 billion, or 1,000,000 times $1 million. And that stack of $1,000 bills that's 4 inches high to make $1 million is 4 million inches high to make $1 trillion. That's 63 miles high. It reaches straight up into outer space. And that is, I think, the #1 challenge that we are facing in Washington today. Some of you may go back all the way to former Senator Everett Dirksen, who is widely reputed as having said, $1 billion here, $1 billion there, pretty soon you're talking about real money. But you know what? That's not what Everett Dirksen said just 45 years ago. He said $1 million here, $1 million there, pretty soon you're talking about real money. And in 45 years, we have moved from talking about millions to billions to trillions in a very short time without the courage or the responsibility to say that the federal government is going to have to sacrifice and ask the American people to sacrifice. President Bush didn't do it. President Obama hasn't done it. That's the kind of leadership we are going to have to really move forward out of this economic crisis and really grow our economy in the future. The kind of fiscal responsibility that regains the confidence and the trust of the world in the American dollar. That's what I'm committed to, and that is what I think I can best do to help the Virginia Association of Counties, which is a great organization, and I'm honored to have the opportunity to address you today. Thank you, and God bless each and every one of you.
All right, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our break. If you would, we're going to take a short coffee break or rest break before beginning our budget session. Would you please return in about 10 minutes? Right?
15.
Well, we'll say 10 and then we'll start.